This guide is going to go over everything for Season 2 and help you along the way to increase your chances of winning. Watch the entire video to see everything about ROE in this complete beginner's guide. Spawning. You start out with the choice to choose where to spawn on Europa and 3 classes: glider, BMX bike, and grappling hook. All the classes can carry the same amount of loot, so whereas the climber could hold more, that's not the case in Season 2. The packs. BMX. Unlike the snowboard in Season 1, you have the constant speed with the BMX bike over flat terrain. There is no agility or stamina bar, so you travel as far as you want on the BMX bike. You can even ride uphill with the BMX bike, and if you want to get up a mountain that's too steep for the BMX bike, keep spamming T to engage and disengage the bike, since you get a short speed boost when launching the bike. If you spam T, you will boost up the mountain. Everyone I've played with that was excited about the BMX bike wants to know where the BMX park is at. There are jumps all around, but the main BMX park is in Ocean Park. Be careful, Ocean Park is a popular area. With the BMX bike, if you are not making forward progression or hit something, you'll be thrown off your bike. If this is going downhill, the outcome will not be good. You cannot just jump off anything and expect not to take damage with the bike. I haven't knocked myself out, but I'm not saying it's not possible. If you perform a big jump, when you land, your character will automatically brake and your bike will come to a stop. It's best when jumping to jump before the actual jump, so that way it's a smooth landing and you can keep on going. The BMX bike is programmed with tons of tricks. These tricks are random and vary in height. You can use the BMX bike to get away quickly when injured. This gives you some time to heal up and get back in the fight. While it's not very quiet, to use the bike it's not as loud as the Grapple. Grappling hook. The grappling hook is equally in its own right an awesome class to choose. You get grapples on each side of your character, and you can use the grapple 3 times before it has to charge. You can see it in the bottom of the screen under the grapple icon when it is charging. It even shows you how many you have available. When it shows 3, you have all grapples available to use. The dynamics of the grapple are pretty neat. You can use your grapple to negate fall damage by grappling the ground before hitting the ground. You can also use the grapple to just hang, and yes, you can use your weapon while hanging. The grapple only has a certain amount of stamina for hanging and is displayed just like when your grapple is recharging, and when it's empty, you will fall from whatever you're attached to. The grapple is a great class to use if you like getting to those impossible spots that are good for sniping. For example, lighthouses are a closed building in ROE, meaning you cannot get inside them. If you have the grapple, you can work your way all the way to the top by grappling to each ledge. Let your grapple charge, then grapple again, doing this until you reach the top. Getting down is easy because you can avoid fall damage by grappling the ground when you get close. Glider. The glider is pretty much the same, except you can control it more smoothly, and the appearance of the glider has changed to look more mechanical. If you like gliding, the glider is a great choice. Just note that this map has less opportunity to glide, whereas in the first map, a lot of battles ended up in the mountains. You will notice there is more urban fighting here. The mini-sub. There is a mini-sub, however, you cannot control the mini-sub. It is just a traversal transportation option and is a silent way to get from point A to point B. If you need to get away from gunfire, this can be a great option as well. The mini-sub is cool in its own fashion, as you get to see some pretty cool stuff underwater and shows you how much effort the team at ROE goes to give you a great all-around experience. Where to get good loot. If you want a lot of good loot, Resort in the southeast corner of the map is like the new fort. This place has all the good loot. Tons of scopes, usually has the LMG, and snipers. And what's crazy is right now, not a lot of people spawn there, but the loot is crazy good. The Storm. Once the zone closes in, instead of a storm, the volcano erupts and you have to endure ash embers until you make it inside the next zone, which is separated by a firewall. Once the zone gets smaller, there is a chance of a thunderstorm, which you need to be careful because lightning is possible, and just like the red zone in PUBG, you can die from it. Dynamic weather. One of the cool things that I like most about Season 2 is that there is dynamic weather. The weather might be sunny on one map and rainy or foggy on the next. Water. This isn't your flat as glass water. In ROE, the water has actual waves. So when in a boat, don't plan on making perfect shots, because the waves in the water aren't just cosmetic. These waves are real, and you can see by looking at the front of the boat. You can swim underwater by just looking down while swimming, and your character will go underwater. You have an oxygen level that's blue under your health and can actually get you pretty far underwater when swimming, and when you come to the surface, it replenishes quickly, so you can go back under. While swimming, beware that the sounds of swimming can be heard by nearby boats. They can also see your shadow. Get your breath and go down if they spot you, or swim to the shore and handle business. Your choice. Care packages. LMGs. There are 2 LMGs in ROE. One you can get from regular loot around the map, the PKM. Takes 7.62 ammo and has no option for attachments, including sights, so you'll have to use iron sights. The open iron sights are really good though, as they provide a flat open view. With recoil largest in the game, the PKM is best used prone. Crouching provides less recoil than standing, however your shots will be grouped tight if you're prone. The MG4 is available only in the drop and attachments are allowed. This LMG shoots 5.56 and is more controllable, like a laser. This gun's physical appearance is beastly and a trophy in the battlefield. The MG4 would be a great secondary weapon when you need to lay down some lead. Recoil is easily managed, and with attachments, the MG4 is godly. Rifles. The most common loot from care packages that land via a random balloon that drops a rolling ball with a smoke grenade that marks the location for a short time includes the VKS, AUG, and M200. The M200 is the best sniper in the game with 0 bullet drop and instant death with 1 shot. Vehicles. Police car. The police car is pretty quick, and by pressing H you can enable the lights and sirens. By driving around with them on Dukes of Hazzard style, you'll definitely bring some attention or free loot. Other vehicles, a muscle car, boats, convertible 3-wheelers, and even a small car are some common vehicles that you can expect to see in ROE. Be careful while operating boats as they are flippable. Stick the landing and keep boating, or you may be stuck somewhere far from the zone. Meds. Medkits, first aids, and bandages. I have heard a lot of people say that they feel there are more meds in this new Season 2, and after several games, I'd have to agree. It seems every 3 or 4 buildings, I'd find a first aid. With so much med loot, if you don't finish the kill, you can bet the enemy is medding up. Hiding spots. Bushes and tall foliage. There are trees located throughout Europa that provide great cover, as well as naturally blending in behind tall foliage. These are great spots to wait for the opportunity or quickly escape like a magician and ditch the enemy within seconds. Rocks. If you find yourself around rocks, use the natural blending opportunities from the dark shadows. Go where two rocks meet or find a low spot to avoid being shot from enemies. Surviving till the end tips. While some will disagree, I find I win more matches by getting to the helicopter early, and even sometimes I'll wait for the ladder to drop and get on as soon as you're allowed to. I feel this method works best when you throw some random grenades around and try to distract the enemies. A lot of players will camp right when the helo arrives, and the longer the helo is present, the more most players will constantly look at it. When the helicopter first arrives, a lot of times most players can't see the ladder because they're not close enough. It doesn't always work out in your favor. You can always try to wait it out until the end if you have some meds. Play smart, keep an eye on the ladder, and use your meds. When the radar scans, watch your 6, or just get on the helicopter as soon as it arrives. Thanks for watching this guide for Ring of Elysium. Leave a comment with your thoughts, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching this video. If you're new, click the subscribe button and the bell next to it to get notified the instant I upload a video. Thanks for subscribing, and have an amazing day.